Hey students, and welcome back. We're here at step 3, Photoshop Basics, and we're learning about layers. So if it feels like a lot already, I acknowledge that. That's completely valid, that's normal, and it should feel like a lot. And I'll tell you why. So this interface here looks like an absolute spaceship dashboard, and that's okay to feel that way. I still feel that way. I probably should say that as your teacher. I promise I have a very strong expertise and grasp on this, but the interface isn't very aesthetic and it overwhelms me sometimes. So that's okay. Don't worry about that. Just remember you have these written instructions here always. You can rewatch these videos. You can message me. You can slow this down to half speed, double speed, or you can, maybe there's triple speed. I don't know how fast you want to hear me talk, but this will be posted to YouTube, so you have all of those options down there. Okay, so we're going to talk about layers. This, I had mentioned before that masking is the cornerstone of this class. It definitely is, but layers are the backbone. So I know there's an old analogy from Shrek about ogres are like layers. Think of Photoshop the same way. Photoshop's an ogre with many layers. And I'm just going to walk you through this and it'll be really simple. So our attention will be down here on where it says background under the layers. So make sure to watch steps 1 and 2. I teach you how to open Photoshop. Then we look at settings, and you really have to do that before we go in here. And keep in mind, you don't need to follow along. Please sit back and relax. This is for you to learn and absorb, and I'd rather have you view this than be occupied with the second screen. Okay, remember, you can always come back to this. So with the background, what's really important here is that, remember in our first video in this module, we picked the white background. That's where that's coming from when it's called background. And you see how it's locked? I can just simply, uh, lock that and unlock that by clicking here to lock it and there to unlock it. Okay, so lock and unlock. And you can see it changed the name to layer 0, which is fine. But we're going to have to do everything on a layer. Okay, do you see? Could not use the brush tool because no layers are selected. How about now? Can I click? Right? That works. So me being little Picasso. All right. All right, there's me, self-portrait. Okay, and I'll sign it and everything. Hey, not bad using the trackpad. So that is my first layer. And I want to add, let's add 2 more layers for fun. Okay, and I call them 1 and 2. And do you see how these layers are transparent? There's no background. That's because we assigned a background color in that background layer. That's why it's like that. And so here, let me change the color quick. We'll learn how to do that with all the tools later. But do you see how that is over layer 0? And I'll go up to layer 2. We do new color. And I'll do a big smiley face. Just like that. Okay? All right. So that's how that works. And do you see how whatever is at the top is on the top of the stack? And then look what I can do here. I can drag this up. You see how I did that? And now that's on top. I can do the same thing again. And here, if I put that on top, it hit everything. And remember, we had a white background on that. And that's why. So I'm going to move that down. So get comfortable doing this. This will be on our assignment. You'll have to turn layers on and off using this eyeball here. Okay? And remember, that's how you make a new layer, that little plus button there. So that's really all you need to think about. We won't do anything with channels or paths, although that's really helpful. That's just really not, it could be, but in terms of what we'll need for interior design, we don't really need to worry about that. So this class is hyper focused on Photoshop for interior design. And so I'm not going to teach you things that I haven't found helpful as an interior designer. So I'm a registered state certified commercial interior designer here in Utah, and I've practiced for about 10 years. So I'm very comfortable with this program and understand how to use it. So you can see here I selected multiple layers by clicking Shift and holding that down, selecting multiple. And then I'm going to hit the trash button and toss them. Turn that guy off. Okay, let's make a few more and let's name them. So click and then click again. Oh, let's see here. It can be a little sensitive. Okay, so I just gently clicked and then clicked again quickly and it will let me rename it. Or you can just simply click and then you can rename the layer where it says there, or right click and then rename the layer. So I'm going to call that test. And this one we'll call, I don't know, we'll call it Aaron's layer. So it's really important to name your layers. Keep it simple, concise, yet precise. Tell us what it is. Follow nice capitalization, consistency. Uh, just keep it nice. Imagine you're handing this off to one of your colleagues. You want this to look nice. You don't want a bunch of layers that look like this, with no name on them. That's really difficult, and you're going to annoy some people real fast. And the last thing I want to show you is how to do folders. I'll just click the folder icon. It's called Group 1. And let me right click that and I can rename my group. I'm going to call this line work. Why? I don't know, because there's lines in it. And you see how I clicked? And then I hit shift with my mouse, or excuse me, keyboard. And then I went down to the last layer 0 and clicked that. I just drag those bad boys in there. Okay. Do you see how it went indented? That means it's part of the group. Okay, that's really it. You'll be covering this in your assignment, and keep in mind with your assignment, I don't attach a video to it because that's your time. It's your time to apply what I talked about in all of these videos. And I'd like you to be creative with these. And I'll provide, of course, a rubric and instructions, but there's no video attached. That's because it's really your time to prove what you've learned. Okay, I think our next one will be tools, and I will see you in that video. Thanks.